Dolce y Versace, millonario los Illuminati. Pa' que no me bote, yo tengo 10, tenemos 13 y mis soldados pa' todo.
Tryna steal away, cut it out, spicy mommy's on the way. So my wife, she let away, I flood it out. Hey, talk to me nice, show you what deep in it bout. Whoa, pipe down. First we shut them down, then we open up shop. Really around just in case y'all forgot. They been tryna stop the wave, but the wave don't stop. Whoa.
Yeah, get you some. Yeah, can't wait till I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah, just watch when I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah, get you some. Just can't wait till I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Get you some. Yeah, hey, these can't match my flow. My no, live fast while we slow. Eat steak with, you know. Yeah, home for a while, then back on road. I'm gone, come back, then claim my throne. You mad, you broke, I'm on. We toast, West Coast, we brag, we boast. Then travel all across the globe. Turn that loud as it goes. Been counting pounds and euros. I can't be playing with these, they bad, I know. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah. Man, just watch when I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah, get you some. Just can't wait till I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah, man, just watch when I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah, get you some. Just can't wait till I get me some.
Can't match my tribe.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming up next. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for Hey, Dave.
Well,
it can be a circus. David, thanks. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Olajuwon is out there with Bird. Then there's Peyton. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Chamberlain in at the 5 spot. And for San Antonio, they've got Howard. He's out there with Pippen. Then there's Robertson. And it's Baylor in at the shooting guard. Now here's Robertson. After Dwayne Wade's miss, Olajuwon with the block.
Boy, Olajuwon is a ferocious defender and rim protector. Really excels at slapping shots away.
Here's Wade. Good work defensively by Baylor.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Peyton dishes to Chamberlain. Wade on the wing over Baylor. And again, no good by New Orleans.
You know, he looks a little off kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Pippen misses. The Pelicans have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Chamberlain with the block.
Man, what a well-coordinated athlete at his size. And to add that superior timing, hard to get shots over Will Chamberlain.
Pelicans shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
Paul Pierce has checked in for San Antonio. He's perfect from the line this time.
Man, the confidence and flair that Wade plays with, uniquely his own. A dynamite two-guard who is also a clutch performer.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Unable to get that one. And the Spurs going the other way now.
And the Stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
36 seconds left to play in the first. Lets it go from the wing, and that's off the glass and in.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
Payton against Robertson. Pass to Pierce. Outside Pippen. Just 5 on the clock. Kicks it out to Robertson, and stolen by Payton. Dishes to Wade. Shoots the 3. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. They've got Kyle Korver. Hill is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Monroe. And it's Gilmore in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Korver following the miss by Paul Pierce. It's back to Hill. And he hits it to tie the game up. Hill's got his first points of the night. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA. And then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
You know, Mourning plays with such passion. I love it. A leader both on and off the floor. A very imposing center.
Maravich, he's checked in for Paul Pierce. Now here is Monroe. Stolen by Thompson. We played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Passes it to Cowens. Here's Mourning. Another shot, and it's blocked.
Respect the reach of Gilmore because it's extensive. Makes blocking shots look really easy.
Monroe against Maravich. From the line, another one falls for New Orleans.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
1:19 left to play here in the half. Spurs passing it around. Thompson with the bucket.
And the ultimate combo guard. Johnson can pass with the league's best playmakers.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Platoon swap here for New Orleans. 1:12 left to play here in the second quarter. Nash, the pass to Chamberlain. Here's Olajuwon. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Tries again. In deep, Chamberlain drops it in. Chamberlain got the lead up to 1 now for New Orleans. Spurs have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Here's Robertson. Chamberlain with the rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Pass to Bird. Fades. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Bird's got his first 2 points of the night. Nash against Robertson. The pass to Hayes. Six on the shot clock, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And Hayes is simply a double-double machine, an impressive big man who dominates on both ends of the floor.
The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And up around 82% as a team a season ago, so they know how to make the most of those opportunities.
First free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. There's 10 seconds left in the first half. Payton with the ball. Over Robertson. The putback. It's good on the putback. Chamberlain got 4 this quarter.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Pelicans lead by 3. Live from the...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. And that's going to do.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Spurs trail by 3. He's out there with Howard. Then it's Bailey. Then it's Pippen. And it's Robertson in at the point. That's the San Antonio 5. Not going to go that time. Great D that time from Payton. Clark, if you were a coach on a team, what would you want to see from a guy by the end of his rookie season in the NBA?
You know, Kevin, I won't be specific because I think it's more general in my estimation. Owning his development, whatever that means, embracing how he's going to get better. If it's a particular area of the game, yes. But understanding the professionalism of work ethic and developing good habits and really owning that. That's what I would want to see.
Pass to Howard. Chamberlain with the block. Wade feeling it out a bit. Over to the wing. Passes it to Bird. Shot clock at 6. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Morning's checked in for Howard. And it's Thompson in for Bailey. Trae Young, he's checked in for New Orleans. New Orleans making some changes here. Pau Gasol is checked in for Chamberlain, and it's Hill in for Larry Bird. Pelicans leading by 5. Outside Gasol. He kicks it to Young. Fires the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Young's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And the touch Young has from beyond the arc, he is almost unguardable from there.
Here's Mourning. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
Young pass to Olajuwon. The kick out to Young. And another 3 for New Orleans.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Outside Pippen. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, Pippen using those long arms inside to get shots off. Feels like no one can guard him down low.
Feeds to Young. And Mourning sends it back. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Pippen, no luck.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Spurs trail by 7. Now Thompson. Now here's Robertson. Here's Mourning. Gasol with the rebound.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over him. That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
The third quarter comes to a close. New Orleans on top. They lead by 7. And when we fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so it's New Orleans with it. So for New Orleans right now, T-Wade out there with Nash. Then there's Chamberlain. Then there's Bird. And it's Gilmore in at the 4-man position. Rejected by Pierce. 3-pointer. Pelicans leading by 7. Here's Wade. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That's on Dwight Howard.
And, you know, Wade doesn't mess around when he's driving inside now. Exceptional at taking off from the launching pad and flying in for the dunk.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for New Orleans.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten down in transition.
Spurs trail by 10. Robertson outside. Pass to Collins. There's the dish to Pierce. 6 to shoot. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Paul Pierce.
Yeah, and every generation or so, a player comes along who can be considered a true superstar. Folks, that's Larry Bird.
Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
Robertson, and it's blocked, and he keeps control of the ball. Wade passes to Chamberlain. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Bird. Rebounded by the Spurs. Howard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pierce against Chamberlain. Here's Howard. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Pelicans.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
Hayes, he's checked in for San Antonio. Pippen comes in for Paul Pierce.
You know what? Still a consistent double-double threat every game is Howard, wanting to prove how valuable he is.
And there's the pass to Bird. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Chamberlain with the basket. And the Pelicans lead by 13.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
Here's Bird. Doesn't go for him. So the Spurs will take it the other way. 23 seconds left in the 4th. On deep, Robertson. Pelicans with the rebound. Bird outside. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.
occasion. I stay ready cause destiny impatient. Changes, I've been seeing changes. If you talking fire, then we speak the same language. And mine don't ever get extinguished. Could count my friends on one set of fingers. And they trying to cut the supply, but my energy is at an all-time high. Coming up, I'm coming up. Feel the rush, I feel the rush. If this ain't legendary, what you call it? I said if this ain't legendary, what you call it? Feel the vibe, I feel the vibe. Extra live, I'm extra live. And I don't need improvement. Fell asleep, a man woke up superhuman. Pressure turned me into a giant. A thin line between living and I'm on the edge and I might just dive in. No turning back, man, I'm ready to go. Coming with me or I'm going alone. Changes, man, I'm talking.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming to you tonight from the American. And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
And for Wendell Carter Jr., 2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Walton is out there with Robinson. Then it's Stockton. Then there's West. And it's Jordan in at the small forward position. And for the Heat, LeBron James is out there with Doncic. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Unseld in at the 5. Now here's Jordan. Leonard with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Incredible effort by Kawhi. Picks it up with the claw, then off to the races. A 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Kawhi Leonard last season averaged 27 points a game. That's what you call a two-way player.
And a career high in scoring last season for the great Kawhi Leonard.
Kevin, he maintained his elite efficiency. Kawhi Leonard's growth as a scorer has been remarkable over the course of his career.
Unseld, the pass to Doncic. LeBron with it. West picks him up. James against West. 5 on the clock. James, the pass to Pettit. Robinson with the block.
And there you see why Robinson is the anchor of this defense. Massive wingspan, easily allowing him to turn away shots.
And a deep three from James. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. About a minute played so far here in the first. Stockton passes to West. No good on the triple. The Heat have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And finished off by LeBron.
I mean, plenty of lift in those legs. LeBron never did the dunk contest. He just does it in a game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Looking to end the run. A nice shot by Jordan.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Where you always have confidence in the Heat organization is at the top. Pat Riley with 9 championship rings as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach, and as a team president. He knows how to win from every perspective.
Here's West following the basket by LeBron James. Outside for Stockton. Off target with his 3. Heat have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Doncic finds James. And the Bulls making a change here. 55 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Kuzi, takes the 12-footer and hits.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Curry passes to Walton. West with the ball. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Curry can't get it to go.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And that one's good from Havlicek.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pass to West. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first.
And this is why Wallace is an elite-level defender, has a great sense of timing for when to rise up and contest shots. And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I'll tell you, this was their strategy coming in. They obviously identified a weakness there inside.
Count it, good. And so it's the Miami Heat up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Heat team out there.
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the Bulls. Petrovic is out there with Steph Curry. And there's Carter. And it's Mikan in at the 4 spot. The Heat leading by 12.
And the Bulls had Boylan step in as an interim coach last season, Smitty, but decided to give him the keys to the car this year as well.
A surprise move as Boylan immediately was at odds with the players. Management sided with the coach. Interesting message to send to a young team looking to develop.
Kuzi passes to Wallace, and Wallace slams it in.
And that's his strongest trait, the unselfishness from Kuzi. Fantastic at realizing when one of his guys has an opportunity for a clean look.
Petrovic's shot is off.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Steve, the player tracking data is kind of an interesting thing. It's a big part of scouting now. In fact, AI can accumulate that right from the TV feed, which to me is amazing.
It is. I think if it doesn't distract or take away from our game, to have that type of information live and from a player being able to play in a game, I think is helpful for everything, for scouting, for, I would say, health reasons, for guys, conditioning. I love it, as long as it doesn't distract from the game.
That's a good point. And here's Leonard from 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
LeBron against Stockton. To stop the run. Offensive rebound, and it's blocked. On the wing, James. He's covered by Stockton.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
To the wing right side. Outside Jordan. Clock at 6. Down low. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And with the monster finish, he stops an 11-0 run by the Heat.
Leonard, bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Mikan passes to Jordan. Kicks to Stockton. The high post shot. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here are the Heat now, ejected by Stockton. And so it's the Miami Heat with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
You know, just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studio. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He ended up with 15 points, 3 and
as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been a clinic out there by James.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
They've got LeBron James. He's out there with Doncic, and it's Unseld in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
One criticism of Jim Boylen before getting extended was his offense, called too slow and too methodical. He addressed that this offseason by getting a top assistant to redesign the offense.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
Well, Heat leading by 21. James dishes to Leonard. Second half rolling along now, about a minute played here. And it's off from three-point range. And Steve, for Boylen, a first-time head coach, a smart move to shore up his staff, though.
We see a lot of coaches now hire a specialist assistant coach to delegate part of that game to. Let's guys like Boylen focus on player development and defense.
James finds Leonard. Over West. Leonard, no luck.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Doncic outside. Here's Kuzic. He's covered by Stockton. Six on the shot clock. Havlicek outside. Fires from deep. Sinks the triple. Havlicek's got 5 now.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they've executed.
And the perils of trying to defend Jordan. Athletic enough to get anywhere he wants to go, and then tough enough to take the hit and finish.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. English is checked in. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Doncic. The free throw drops for West.
And ever since the Big Three era ended, Miami has sort of defined middle of the pack.
Yeah, for the last 5 seasons, they haven't won more than 48 games or lost fewer than 37. This is what happens when you rarely select in the top 10 of the draft. You become reliant on free agents, and that's a tricky, sometimes heartbreaking approach.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Yeah, you got to love the recognition there. Stockton just so unselfish, always looking to find the open man.
Bulls have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Curry's checked in for John Stockton.
And Nate Thurman is the charter member of one of the NBA's most exclusive clubs. First player in league history to ever record a quadruple-double. Very few guys have pulled that one off.
And here's Arenas. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the juggle.
And so it's the Miami Heat feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Walton is out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Curry. And it's West in at the 2.
Well, not an easy time on offense for the Bulls last year. They struggled mightily on the offensive end. 3rd worst in the league in effective field goal percentage.
And with the Bulls an effective field goal percentage, it's due to their lack of outside shooting.
Yeah, this team can shoot decently from outside. They just choose not to. Last in the league in threes. Just a play-style decision the organization is going with.
And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, and Robinson is a franchise-defining talent, a chiseled, powerful center, a remarkable leader.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Miami. LeBron comes in for Chauncey Billups. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. The emphasis on freedom of movement, less grabbing and holding on the perimeter, Steve, has made some players almost impossible to defend.
Yeah, James Harden, because he likes to be physical, and it's how can you not guard him without being physical in return? Steph Curry, because he gets an opening shoot shots. Lillard, Kyrie, Devin Booker, Giannis, Kevin Durant for sure. It's hard to guard these guys because they're so good on the offensive end.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
And to think LeBron in high school was recruited by some D1 colleges to play wide receiver, boy, what a downfield target he would have been.
Chicago making a switch here. Carter's checked in. Swiped it away. Now Arenas. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
Oh, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Charity stripe shot. Carter with the bucket. Carter's got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Bennett, the pass to Unseld. Now Leonard. A rebound by Walton.
And I'm sure next time he sits down, coach is going to have a few choice words for him with that shot selection.
And you know what? He knows it. You have to try to play within the system or you're going to come away with empty possessions.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Heat.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for LeBron.
Shouldering the load for them all night offensively. He came in focused, ready to go, and he delivered.
Arenas up top. Here's Wallace. Drills the baseline jumper. And the Heat lead by 19.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage. This is the shot you want to get him. An open look from range.
Outside Leonard. Pass to Arenas. From downtown, buries it from three-point range.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
To the left wing, it's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far.
Everything is switch. Everything is switch. Everything is everything is everything is switch. Everything is everything is everything is everything is everything is everything is switch.
Before they close the curtains, yeah. Hope you find what you looking for, and I hope it's worth it. Yeah. Life get ugly, but it's perfect. Gotta know to see beyond the surface. Yeah. Butterflies. If no one but I gotta touch the sky. Butterflies. Butterflies. If no one but I gotta touch the sky. S on my body like I'm super. Cooling when it's crucial. That's just what we used to. Everybody stack limits based on what they used to. Had a last laugh when you moving as you should. Never show you just in case it don't add up. Rules when everything goes bad. Used to stretch my last dream we ain't have. Always seen it fast. Gotta pray we don't crash before they close the curtains. Hope you find what you looking for, and I hope it's worth it.
And David Aldridge is, well, you're right, D.A. It'll be scary. Thanks. short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
And with DeMarcus Cousins, they're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They've just got to make the adjustments.
And now the Lakers starting group. McAdoo out there with Garnett. Then it's Ewing. Then it's Jason Kidd. And it's Richmond in a shooting guard. And for the Warriors, Moses Malone out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then it's Harden. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Hardaway in at the points. So it's the Lakers now, following the miss by Giannis. Here's Richmond. And it's Richmond finishing it off.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Conference rivals in this one, Doris. A regular season game that will likely have that postseason feel.
And we are the beneficiaries of what could be a playoff preview. You never know, obviously, how things are going to shake out in terms of seeding. What we know unequivocally are these two rivals are prepared to play in what we would consider not just any regular season game, perhaps a little more on the line than you might expect.
And here is Los Angeles now. Harden missing his last shot. Ewing against Abdul-Jabbar. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Antetokounmpo, no good. Garnett up top. Kidd with it. Back to Garnett. Takes a three. Rebounded by Abdul-Jabbar. Warriors have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Garnett against Antetokounmpo. He can't hit that time. Excellent D there from Garnett. Richmond the pass to Ewing. Stolen by Harden. Fast break. Here they come. For the finish, and Harden with the stuff.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Here's McAdoo. Passes to Ewing. And here's Kidd from the arc. Drills the three-pointer.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here is Hardaway. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Here's Malone. Rebounded by the Lakers.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Kidd dishes to Ewing. McAdoo. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. And that does it for the first quarter. Los Angeles on top. They're up by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Well, there are a lot of letters that go into the spelling of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
The Nigerian way, you gotta say with a D, so it's Adetokounmpo. But in the Greek way, you say with the NT, like Antetokounmpo. Whatever you got, just say, you know, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Seems easy enough, right?
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Taking a look at the Lakers. Thomas is out there with Tracy McGrady. Then there's Malone. Then there's Yao. And it's Allen in at the 3 spot. Now here's Kukoc. That one goes in.
Able to get his shot in a variety of ways. Kukoc can do it within the flow of the offense as well as one-on-one.
Here's Yao, leading by 5. Malone, left side. Shot clock at 6. Allen outside. From deep. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Irving's checked in for Golden State. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Thompson outside. There's the pass to Irving. Now Thompson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1.
Well, the commitment to winning for the Golden State Warriors certainly begins at the top of the organization, right, guys? Ownership has made it very clear money will not be an issue in retaining their stars.
Here's Lillard after Tracy McGrady's score.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Thomas passes to McGrady. Back to Thomas. Shoots over Lillard. Thomas, no good. And the Warriors ownership saying they want this organization to be more than a basketball team, Doris. What do you take that to mean?
I think it means, Kevin, probably the popularity of a great team can be leveraged, right? Via marketing, via media, technology, real estate. Those other revenue streams enable them to sustain this big payroll.
Here's Malone, following the basket by Blake Griffin. 6 to shoot. Yao kicks to Malone. With the clock winding down, Yao can't hit.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
And Thompson gets it to go.
How about the elevation from Klay Thompson? This jumper is sweet and it's pure, and it doesn't matter if the defender is there or not.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here on free throw coming up.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. Zeke possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point.
Irving passes to Abdul-Jabbar. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5. And that'll about...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Doris, as you always say, there is a grace in handling wins and losses in this game, isn't there?
You know what, Kevin? There's an old saying that winning and losing are imposters, that it's everything to do with how you react to constant learning and growing experiences. And listen, everybody wants to win, but can you experience losing with grace and dignity? Can you embrace the joy of pure competition? To me, that's one of the beautiful things about the NBA. Men handle heartbreak and joy and set an example for the next generation. It's beautiful.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Moses Malone. Harden out there with Hardaway. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the 5 spot. Now here is Hardaway. Following the miss by Giannis. Malone outside over McAdoo. And it's Malone missing.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
I mean, how about the quicks there by Malone to get up and
deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
Pretty dime there, the kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
Kidd kicks to Garnett. Back to Kidd. Richmond outside. Pass to Ewing. Abdul-Jabbar with the block.
Yeah, and beyond the obvious physical skills, Kareem just has a great understanding for the game. Times his move perfectly to get that shot.
Tony Kukoc, he's checked in for the Warriors. Damian Lillard comes in for Hardaway. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Richmond kicks to Kidd. Back to Richmond. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on James Harden.
Just a physical bull is Richmond. Also, he has the explosiveness to go with the physicality. That's a good recipe for drawing foul.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors. Poked away. Kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. It's Lillard, top of the key. Pass to Kukoc. Just 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range, Lillard misses.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
For 3, Kidd. The shot, no good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way.
Gotta recognize the situation, trying to get a 2-for-1.
Well, this is where the play call is crucial, right? If you're in a 2-for-1, you've got to get the first shot quickly.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Pass to Ewing. The Warriors pull it in. Abdul-Jabbar's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here is Lillard, still looking for his first bucket in this one. For the tie, the shot missing. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Lakers ahead, up 3. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. Warriors trail by 3. So for the Lakers right now, they've got Ewing. Jason Kidd is out there with Richmond. And it's Garnett. And it's McAdoo in at the power forward position. Here's Giannis. On the wing, Mullen. And the pass to Thompson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To tie it up. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. That shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Richmond with it. Picked up by Thompson. And Thompson sends it back.
We know that Thompson is an excellent defender. He does such a good job timing shots for those rejections.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
And Garnett misses. The Warriors have gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. Antetokounmpo finds Irving. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Klay Thompson. Harden comes in for Mullen. Hardaway is subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Outside Hardaway. Harden surveying the D and trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. McAdoo dishes the kid to the paint. Here's Ewing, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Well, consistency is so critical, especially in clutch moments. This guy has got that gene.
And again, no good by Golden State.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss.
Knocks down the three.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're behind by 5. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jason Kidd.
And tell you what, he's worked very hard to get himself in good position throughout the course of this game. And that comes across in his shooting percentage. He's hit over half his shots from the field. And that's not because he got hot as much as it's because of the effort he put in to get himself open.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the break. He told them, don't look at the scoreboard. It's 0-0. One play at a time. Execute the game plan. That's how we're going to win this game. Kevin is trying to keep him focused.
Thank you, David. For 3, Richmond. Rebounded by Abdul-Jabbar. Timeout called the Warriors. They're down by 2. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
$20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Harden outside. He's off from 3. And now we've got the intentional foul.
He had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
That's what you call slamming the door. This one is over.
A shot by Antetokounmpo, nobody around, and again it's the Warriors missing. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean,
Young Supreme, what's up? And we travel around the world getting cream or what? Ain't you get off on whoever hustles seem to rush? Las Vegas, yeah, you. After all that looking tough, all he seen was 50 Cent and Mayweather with us. True story. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice. Hustle paid the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life, look.
Well, APA, thanks. Looking now at the lineup for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. We've got Johnson. O'Neal is out there with Duncan. Then there's Drexler. And it's Nowitzki in at the 3. And for Toronto, Durant is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Kobe. Then it's Russell. And it's Frazier in at the guard position.
Boy, the court awareness of Magic Johnson, coupled with his 6'9" size, make him as unique a point guard as we've ever seen, who does everything for this team.
Clark, great guards tonight for both teams. Did you ever spend any time in the backcourt at any level when you were playing?
No, I was a ball-handling forward, Kevin, and it served me well, but I was not a guard. I was a forward that could dribble and pass fairly well.
So you were ahead of your time, because that's all we see now in the NBA, right? Guards are not always bringing the ball up.
Yeah, you know, somebody just mentioned that to me, Kevin, that I was maybe a tad ahead of my time back in the late 70s.
Proving once again that he can flat out do it all. Magic phenomenal at creating off the dribble, this time burning the defense with the catch and fire.
Now here is Davis. Kobe, that's for 2, and that's collected by Nowitzki.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Johnson against Frazier. With the teardrop, and it's sent back by Russell.
Great timing there. Outstanding instincts by Bill Russell. In the long reach, it's a wrap.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Here's Durant.
Love seeing O'Neal use his body to come up with those blocks. An imposing force and a pretty consistent defender as well.
Pass to Johnson. Out left to the wing. O'Neal high post. Knocked away. It's stolen by Frazier. And now the fast break. Durant with the ball. Mavericks with the rebound.
You know, with Dirk Nowitzki retiring last season after a remarkable 21 years with the Mavericks, they are starting afresh, a new era, hoping budding superstar Luka Doncic can carry that mantle, and I think he's off to a great start in doing so.
And you think of everything that Dirk Nowitzki has meant to the Mavericks. Clark, one team for his entire career.
An iconic Hall of Famer. You talk about 14 All-Star appearances and league MVP, 6th all-time in scoring. Most importantly, the franchise's first and only title in 2011.
No good on that one.
Yeah, one of the more entertaining players we've seen in the game. Clyde Drexler, the glide. Athleticism all over the place.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. George is checked in for Durant, and it's Rose in for Frazier. Then for the Mavericks, Barkley comes in for Tim Duncan, and it's Rodman in for Dirk Nowitzki. In Toronto, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. George looking around. Here's Bryant. That shot is off. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Always going up for the alley-oop here, and Shaq with the slam.
And how about the reach of O'Neal there? A huge target for his teammates on these alley-oops.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Bryant dishes to Rose. And just miss after miss right now.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
James Worthy's checked in for Davis. And then for Dallas. Bradley's checked in for O'Neal. And it's Dumars in for Drexler. 30 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Bradley kicks to Rodman. Passes to Barkley. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over Worthy, and the basket good by Barkley.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
A three from Bryant, hits it from three-point range.
And you really got to appreciate that swag that Bryant plays with. If you give him room to shoot from deep, he's going to make you pay.
And so it's the And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Joe Dumars is out there with Magic Johnson. Then it's Barkley, and it's Dennis Rodman, and it's Bradley in at the 5. Rome in the paint. Now, here is Barkley after the Marcus Olmas. Ryan in the post. Rodman covering. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Rodman. Now the pass to Dumars. Doesn't go that time. And Toronto will come the other way. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Kobe. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special, and having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Tumbo is checked in for Worthy. Durant comes in for George, and it's Frazier in for Bryant.
Kevin, you always have to be alert to where Nowitzki is. I mean, he loves catching the defense off guard with the catch and shoot.
Durant, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Goes up on the wing. Drexler's shot is off.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Pass to Gasol. They get a hand on it. Here's Rose. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
And that one's good by Drexler.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Shots good by Durant.
Knows how to run a team, guys, and facilitate accordingly. Rose makes those around him better.
Dumars, the pass to Drexler. Back to Dumars. Clyde Drexler on the wing. Outside Dumars. Shoots over Frazier. Duncan trying to break loose. Again, the Mavericks score.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
Rose can't hit.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And so it's Dallas going into the break with a 10-point lead. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifled.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here. Dallas has the edge here at halftime. They lead by 10. And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas? And that does it for our half.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. You gotta like what Magic Johnson has done in this game.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
Anthony Davis is out there with Durant. Then there's Frazier. Then it's Russell. And it's Bryant in at the 2. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Nowitzki finds Johnson. Back to Nowitzki. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Nowitzki's got the lead up to 12 now for the Mavs. Frazier scanning the floor. Outside Bryant. Lets it go from deep. It's good from long range. Kobe's got 8.
Yeah, you know, we know this about Frazier. Tremendously creative, both as a scorer and as a playmaker.
Johnson dishes to Drexler. Pass to O'Neal. Here's Nowitzki, and it's Dallas with another.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Nowitzki against KD. Outside Russell. Back to KD. Off target from three-point range.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Drexler trying to get open as Johnson, and no good. Nice D from Russell. And so it's Frazier who'll bring it up for the Raptors. They trail by 11. Makes it off the glass.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Johnson against Frazier. O'Neal. Nice D from Russell.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's sent back by Russell. The Raptors have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's KD. Uses the glass to drop it in.
And Durant has just such a fluid release. Very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Here's Drexler. Good work defensively by Kobe. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got 4 rebounds in this game. Kicks it to Johnson. From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Dallas, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Magic Johnson is out there with Joe Dumars. Then there's Bradley. Then it's Johnson. And it's Rodman in at the 3 spot. Here's Dumars. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Boy, Rose plays with an angry physicality, which is really hard to match up against.
Dallas making a switch here. Barkley's checked in. He makes 1 of 2 that time. That one falls. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Rose passes to George. And the 3 off target. The Mavericks shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Here's Barkley. He can't get that one. Nice D from Russell. Here's Worthy. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Really crashing that offensive glass. The instincts, the long arms, the quickness of jump. Russell kills you with second chance points.
Here's Johnson. And Davis pulls it down. Raptors trail by 6. George finds Davis. A second chance effort. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Mavericks have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Barkley against Worthy. Barkley goes in, and then Barkley with the dunk.
But nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. 1:07 left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Magic Johnson.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Kevin Durant's checked in for Worthy. Bryant comes in for George. And it's Frazier in for Rose. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Alden.
Well, during that break, Coach Nick Nurse talked to his team. The focus of his speech was hustle. He told his players, those guys are going to come at us. We have to match their intensity, and we have to play with a great deal of energy. We're all in here, fellas. Kevin?
Johnson against Frazier. And Durant comes to help. Here's O'Neal, and it's sent back by Russell. And he recovers it. Second shot opportunity. Trying to get open as Johnson. Shaq misses.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
And so they foul intentionally. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Nowitzki draws the double. Drexler passes to Johnson. O'Neal.
And the aggressive attitude of Davis on D makes him such a tough matchup. He's not going to give his man an inch of breathing room. And that was the difference on that possession.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 5. And KD drops them both. Dallas calls timeout. They're up by 4. 27 seconds left in the game. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Sensing an opportunity here to increase the lead and capitalizing on it.
Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 6. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the middle. Here's Davis. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket. Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Durant, the pass to Frazier. Now here's Bryant. Takes the 3. Poked loose. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Ulmer, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.